Welcome back to the Crypto's Key conversation. We're going to quickly jump into CoinGecko here. We're currently sitting at a $2.12 trillion market cap, down 1.2%. Bitcoin sitting at 42,200. Ethereum sitting at 3,100. Tether is Tether. Binance Coin sitting at 468. Cardano sitting at 147. Solana sitting at 140. XRP sitting at 75 cents. Terra's at 80. Polkadot's at 25, and so on. Coming over here to the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we're currently sitting at 24. We're up from 2021 from the other day. As you can see, we've been in fear and extreme fear for some time now. So there's obviously a lot of uncertainty and FUD and just fear in general, and just the unknown in the market that's kind of holding us down in this so-called accumulation zone when it comes to having blood in the streets, fear in the markets. So we're going to start this video off with John Deaton's little tweet here. He says, many people like Ian believe Ripple violated security laws and should be sued by the SEC accordingly. Some believe that just because Ether investors violated the law doesn't excuse Ripple from its wrongdoing. Regardless of whether you agree, this is not an unreasonable stance. So Ian says, well, I believe Ripple is clearly in the wrong and the SEC was right to pursue them. Should they also have pursued the issuers of Ethereum? Maybe. So unless you assume Ripple didn't violate securities laws, then I'm not sure what the SEC is supposed to do about XRP holders. So coming down here, John Deaton says, what is unreasonable is the SEC abandoning all truth in law and arguing absurdly the very nature of XRP in the market and the nature of XRP itself. Make all XRP securities. Note the quotations. The language is directly from the complaint filed against Ripple and XRP. It says right here, some people don't know or some people don't know or refuse to accept the SEC Gov could have easily sued Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson to enforce securities laws without devastating XRP holders and making a complete mockery of 76 years of legal precedents while destroying the SEC's credibility. So you can go on and read the rest of this thread, but long story short, there was a comment I came across in a YouTube video going over, the SEC versus Ripple case and the effects of Ethereum in the market when it comes to the precedents and the status of the case. And the comment was pretty much like the SEC should have left, Ripple alone. And there was another comment that was pretty much talking about how there needs to be a level playing field and we all need to come together. We need to, separate the divide between the different tokens and communities and come together to stand up against, the overbearing and overpowering SEC so we can have a more flourishing and prosperous crypto space. So it brings into question, like, when we have tweets like this coming out that kind of talks about like, hey, the SEC could have went about this a different way to protect, the space and the investors that they're so-called set out to protect. But they went about it by dumping, they classified the whole securities as a whole, as in all XRP tokens, which not only affected, Ripple and, their company, but it affected all XRP holders. So coming over here, you have Johnny Deaton. He's pretty much proving why, XRP fails the Howey test. So obviously the Howey test, you have to, fulfill or pass all the four prongs of the Howey test to actually be secured as, to be called a security. So it says 1, an investment; 2, in a common enterprise; 3, with a reasonable expectation of profits; and then 4, from all the efforts of others. So XRP holders use the token itself to stake XRP for interest, profit, or as collateral for a fiat loan. So then he comes down here and he says, if you acquired XRP from a non-investment reasons, factors 1 and 2 are not satisfied. Time Magazine accept XRP along with thousands of content or service providers such as merchants, coil tips. Nonprofit accepts XRP as donations. Employees and businesses use XRP as payroll currency. I know of XRP holders who acquired the minimum amount of XRP just to establish the trust line to send money abroad utilizing XRP Ledger or the DEX. The intent was to utilize XRP as a tool for its utility as a bridge or transfer asset. The token itself is not security. Another example of why the token itself fails a Howey test. XRP Crypto Wolf posted here. It says, wrapped XRP is a token pegged to XRP that can be used on blockchains other than the XRPL. So pretty much he's literally just, slam dunking it, showing that like, hey, this whole spiel about, XRP and today XRP, all XRP is classified as security. It was like, okay, well, we in XRP fails the Howey test. So how is it a security? So going on into the, the Ripple versus SEC case, there's been a lot of stir within, the Twitter space and just the crypto market in general. And there's been more eyes on what's going on because people are now seeing that, like, it's not just about, Ripple and XRP. It's about the entire space in general. So now there's been a big stir about, okay, well, now Ethereum's being brought up into question when it comes to its status. And now that, William Hinman, from his speech when he gave Ethereum the free pass in regards of, its security status at the time, it's came out that, Judge Netburn had, classified it to be his personal opinion. So it's not, deliberation from the SEC and their standards and policies. So now we're coming over here. Blockchain Leaks ended up putting up a great YouTube video. You should go on and check it out. But he pretty much starting to put together some of the timeline in a very well-fashioned way to make it easy to see kind of like how things kind of been pieced together from conversations with Gary Gensler when he was a teacher at MIT to where he was with the CFTC, and then you got William Hinman with his speech here. So we're just going to take a listen in to some pieces of his video here to kind of paint a picture of kind of what's been going on.
Clayton testified in front of Congress. Another SEC official spoke about digital assets and security status. This was the department's Director of Corporate Finance, William Hinman, and he spoke at the Yahoo Finance All Market Summit. Let's listen in.
When I look at Bitcoin today, I don't see a central third party whose efforts are a key factor in determining the success of that enterprise. The network on which Bitcoin functions is operational, appears to have been decentralized for some time, perhaps from inception. Applying the disclosure regime of the federal securities laws to the offer and resale of Bitcoin would seem to add little value. Moreover, putting aside the fundraising that accompanied the creation of Ether, based on my understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network, its decentralized structure, we believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
So that was William Hinman's speech that, we in the XRP community consider, the Ethereum free pass speech, where they pretty much gave the green light, to the rest of the market that, hey, Bitcoin and Ethereum are okay. So now we're coming over to another part of his video here where he kind of shows a little bit more of the timeline.
Their offers and sales of Ether constituted securities transactions. To the best of my knowledge, the Commission had not taken at that time, and still has not taken, any position or expressed a view as to whether offers and sales of Ether constituted offers and sales of securities. Uh-oh, the main piece of evidence which keeps Ethereum out of the security bucket is just the opinion of Hinman. It's not the position of the SEC. And guess what the opinion of the current SEC chairman is? Gary Gensler. He has said multiple times in the past, Ether passes the Howey test and thus is a security. First in 2014. Let's listen in.
This is why I've earlier this year said I think that most of them are. I think Ether, when it was done in 2014, would pass this test. When I say pass, it means it's a security.
Then in 2018.
Ethereum, when it was first promoted in 2014, I believe passed this test. And the word pass means that you are a security.
So as you can see, I mean, it's sickening to see that, this is our current SEC chairman that can't even answer whether, the status of today's Ethereum is a security or not. But, he's backing what Jay Clayton had dropped in the XRP community's lap, in the Ripple's lap, on classifying, XRP as a security, which affected, thousands and thousands of investors that they're so-called set out to protect. And the last part of his clip here in his video, check this out.
And finally, he has stated this in front of the government and a Senate committee.
The reason that I have come to a view that they should be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission is one of their four offerings, one of the four that they do, Ethereum, I believe there's a strong case, a strong legal case. It was a security, it was an investment contract in 2014 when it was offered, similar to all other initial coin offerings. They were careful, they were clever, but they still, I think, were a duck and waddles and quacks like a duck and They passed the Howey test in 2014 and 2016.
Gary obviously has a hard-on for Ethereum and its security status. He has said all this before getting his newest job, his promotion to the government. He is now the chairman of the SEC. And Gensler was just on CNBC's Squawk Box, and he sidestepped a question about Ethereum security status.
Your view of whether Ethereum is a security or not, I think you've actually suggested it isn't, but then why you believe that Ripple is a security. And I know there's an ongoing lawsuit related to Ripple, but could you speak to the Ethereum issue?
Andrew, just to have a little fun with you, refer back to my earlier question. I'm not going to speak to any one matter. And so your listeners understand it. I'm the chair of a 5-member commission that's also a civil law enforcement agency. And so we don't get involved in these types of public forums talking about any one project, one possible circumstance, and give legal advice over the airways that way.
Legal advice over the...
Yeah, he can't tell the taxpayers who are funding, his position what the legal status is of, this so-called project that the investors are investing in. Super confusing.
The airwaves? Why not just answer the question if the case is solved? If it's set in stone that Ethereum isn't a security, why not just answer the question? Because it's not over. The SEC just might be coming for Ether. Cheers.
So, that's literally what, the XRP community, when it comes to Deaton, the digital asset investor, all the people that's involved with, helping and contributing to the movement when it comes to Ripple and XRP support have been literally covering when it comes to, the timeline, the Ethereum free pass speech, everything that's encompassing this case and what's going on behind closed doors, the shadiness. That's what they've all been saying. That's what they've been preaching. It's like, okay, you think, that your project's safe. It's like, okay, yeah, Ripple may be, under the scrutiny of the SEC, but you think that if Ripple's not successful within this case, you think you're safe? No, they're coming after everybody. So coming over here to the next thing here, Johnny Deaton had tweeted, after 3 months and 5 million impressions on Twitter, not one single person has challenged the timeline the facts contain. So the unchallenged truth. So you can go through and check out the timeline if you haven't checked it out. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably have. But this is the whole timeline in regards of all the shady stuff that's been happening behind closed doors with the whole Ethereum and Bitcoin kind of, letting them in and then shutting the door or slamming the door to, everything else to where, Bitcoin and Ethereum are safe and, this is where you can invest your money. But everything else is not safe and protected when it comes to, regulations and, what we as investors, everyday investors, could invest in. So coming over here, the digital asset investor had tweeted this. He says, looks like Brad Garlinghouse gave Gary Gensler the benefit of the doubt. Now we know the whole MIT thing was just give him the appearance of being blockchain friendly to get him in so he could do the bidding of the Wall Street handlers. So he's pretty much talking about the tweet that Brad Garlinghouse had put out when Chairman Gensler was coming in, basically showing him love. Like, congrats to Gary Gensler. We're ready to work with the SEC leadership and the broader Biden administration to chart a path forward for blockchain and crypto innovation in the U.S. So, food for thought, take this in and kind of let me know what your opinion is based off this tweet here. But really, like, was it all just like a show just to, get him in and get him in a seat to where, he could do the bidding of other people? Was it all part of the plan in a sense? Long story short, that's kind of what's been going on with the whole SEC versus Ripple stuff. We're going to get into some other stuff here that, some food for thought here. Bank XRP had tweeted this. XRP listed under the New York pre-approved list for custody. New York regulator greenlist 14 cryptocurrencies. So as you can see here, Ripple XRP is down here. So just some interesting stuff here. And then something else interesting. So obviously, for some time, we've been waiting for this so-called XRP price explosion. This article on Crypto Potato says Ripple price analysis, XRP stuck in consolidation, big move coming soon. So, I don't know, whether you look into technical analysis. I'm big into, certain people that look into the technical side of things, and then people that look into the fundamental side of things. But just taking, articles like this, it does, bring out some positivity in what's going on right now. But, who knows? It's just a matter of time until, this thing really takes off, especially once the SEC v. Ripple stuff, the clarity comes out and we get that litigation within that, whether it's a settlement or they actually take it the full path. Once that comes out and we have the clarity, Ripple can move on and do what they do. XRP price explosion, and I truly believe it, in my opinion, is going to be massive. And I'm just literally going to continue to accumulate and wait for that. But with all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.